Qualifying for the 22nd annual World Finals is over, and man, is this year's World Finals shaping up to be one of the most exciting World Finals yet. So without further ado, let's jump straight into all the action that went down today. The pit party showcased a lot of interesting moments. The split paint job for Mangsty was shown off, although for some reason it was with 2 flat tires, and also had zoomy headers on one side. It actually appears to be that they're trying to showcase one side being a modern Monster Jam truck, and the other side being what an older Monster Jam truck looked like, which honestly is really cool. It probably explains the 2 flat tires. The body may be used for the main event tomorrow, however that will be determined tomorrow. The 4 new Gravedigger designs were shown off, and I have to say they look even better in person than they did in the renders. The pink and purple trucks really stand out, and the red and orange ones just look really fantastic. The pit party also showcased the qualifying draw, 2-wheel skills, and high jump championship draws. Since qualifying is over, there's no point in mentioning the draw for that, so instead let's talk about 2-wheel and high jump. For the 2-wheel skills championship, the reigning champion Tom Mance will start us off, followed by Ryan Anderson, then Armando Castro, Weston Anderson, Camden Murphy, Tristan England, Tyler Menninger, and John Zimmer Jr. Having the reigning world champion of the skills championship to go out first, and then probably the driver that most are rooting for, John Zimmer Jr., going out last, is incredibly interesting. It will also be exciting to see how the order will affect the drivers' performances on the track. Moving on to the high jump order, Caleb Blood will start us off, followed by Nick Pagliarulo, then last year's champion Ryan Anderson, then followed by Camden Murphy, Bryce Kenny, Colt Stevens, the first ever high jump world champion Cynthia Gauthier, and finally ending off the championship with Jim Kohler. Ryan seems to have really thought about giving himself the best chances he possibly can, as he explained to the fans, and thus why he wants to go third. However, Jim Kohler is going last, which is going to be really interesting, and with him always going near the start of high jump, him getting to go last may give him the best opportunity to win high jump this year. Now it's time to talk about qualifying, and man, it was incredibly exciting. Your fastest qualifier would end up going to Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid, the only driver to get a time in the 19s with a 19.902. In second was Cody Saucier in Dragon, who was oh so close to that 19-point barrier with a 20.001, followed by Ryan Anderson and Son of Hidigo, who was third fastest. Bryce Kenny, the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, was 4th fastest. Corey Rummel in Megalodon was 5th. Earthshaker's Tristan England was 6th. John Gordon in Bad Company was 7th. And Adam Anderson was 8th fastest. Rounding out the drivers who will have first round buys. The rest of the placements are as follows: Byron Musawa in 9th, Tom Manson 10th, Tom the Duke in 11th, Weston Anderson in 12th, Cynthia Gauthier in 13th, Cole Vernard in 14th, Brandon Vincent in 15th, Armando Castro in 16th, Jim Kohler in 17th, Ryan Disharoon in 18th, Colt Stevens in 19th, Tyler Menninger in 20th, Chris Kohler in 21st, Lindsey Reed in 22nd, Kristen Anderson in 23rd, and Caleb Blood finished in last position. With that in mind, the bracket has been decided. In round 1, Armando Castro will face Jim Kohler, with the winner facing off against Camden Murphy. Byron Musawa will face off against Caleb Blood, with the winner facing Adam Anderson. Cynthia Gauthier will face off against Tyler Menninger, with the winner facing Bryce Kenny. Weston Anderson will face Chris Kohler, with the winner facing Corey Rummel. Brandon Vincent will face off against Ryan Disharoon, with the winner facing Cody Saucier. Tom Mance will face off against Kristen Anderson, with the winner facing John Gordon. Cole Vernard will face Colt Stevens, with the winner facing Ryan Anderson. And Tom the Duke will face Lindsey Reed, with the winner facing Tristan England. Now, there are some very important things to talk about that will give us an insight onto how tomorrow's racing championship will play out. The weather is a huge factor. There was supposed to be a third round that would determine if the 8 fastest drivers will get lane choice. However, inclement weather prevented the last round from being held. Even the rain now may have huge implications on the surface for tomorrow. but if it's anything like last year, the dirt crew will work all through the night to make sure tomorrow's track is as perfect as it possibly can be. The only other thing that I noticed that will play a factor in tomorrow's event is lane choice and the ruts. Assuming the weather isn't bad, the ruts at the starting gates are really going to play a big factor. As the night went on, you could really tell how much the trucks were digging into the dirt as drivers tried to make sure they could extract the fastest times out of their truck. What was even more interesting was the racing lanes. The final turn is extremely crucial, and it appears to be that the red lane has a very significant advantage over the blue lane. Out of the top 8 alone, all but Bryce Kenny's fastest times came from the red lane, which kind of tells you all you need to know. The space between the outside racing lane to the edge of the freestyle jumps is significantly larger in the red lane than as it is the blue lane. It is extremely tight, so don't be surprised to see drivers picking the red lane for most of the night. The other important thing to mention is the issue that some trucks had during the event. The trucks running so hard and long during the event, added with the insane Tennessee heat, is really going to impact some drivers' trucks during the event. At the end of the day, if we can get ideal weather conditions and no delays, we should bear witness to an absolute classic of a World Finals. And well, that is all we have for you today. Be sure to stay connected to my social media and the community tab on YouTube for live updates during the show, including the new champions and anything else. Do remember as well that we have a World Finals full review coming straight after the end of the night. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.